These are the 5 things that are really going to change the price of your window or door quote. Number 1, divided lights. There's different types of divided lights. Some folks do removable, some folks do grills in the glass, and some folks do what I have here, which is called simulated divided light. Now, there's a difference in pricing on all of those. Typically, grills in the glass are going to be the most cost effective. Next would be a removable grill to the interior. And then last would be simulated divided light. Generically speaking, you're looking at somewhere from $10 to $12 per rectangle when you're talking about grills in the glass or a removable grill. You're looking at about $20 to $25 per rectangle when we're talking about simulated divided light. Now, why is it charged per rectangle, and why is there a difference between those? The difference comes down to material and labor. What does it take to make that? Now, simulated divided light is something that tends to be on the higher end of that. And the reason for that is you have bars on both sides of the glass, so it's 2 times the amount of material. Additionally, there's a spacer bar in between the glass for decorative purposes. So you have 3 different components to make that up. These components are cut and set in by hand at the factories to ensure perfect alignment. And when these are applied in there, it's a lot of work to do that by hand. It's a lot of labor to do that and make sure it's precise. Like these here are just, butt cut on there, but if there's different edges or with a traditional profile or a putty profile, there's a little more intricacy to it. So that's going to add to the cost. And now, why is it per rectangle? Because it all depends on how much is involved on putting that in place. If you have this where it's just 3, well, you're looking at, $20 to $25 times 3. This is going to have 6, so you're having $20 to $25 times 6. There's ways to balance that budget and work in with the look. If you want something like simulated divided light, but you want to kind of curb the cost, a lot of times less is more. Instead of going with a 6 light, you go with a 3 light, and you still get a beautiful window, you still get that beautiful detail, but it's a way to save some money. So divided lights are probably the most common way to increase the budget on a window or door project. So think about how many rectangles do you really want? Also, if you're not doing rectangles, anytime you're adding different shapes to this, like if they're diamonds or if there's any curves to the divided lights, anytime you're adding something outside of a rectangular light, it's going to add to that cost for sure. Next is going to be hardware. The different finishes that are on hardware are not all the same. So when you're looking at hardware costs, your standard companies, most window and door manufacturers, white, black, like a champagne type color or a painted bronze are going to be standard out of the box, and that's going to kind of just be part of the window package. If you wanted something like this, like a polished chrome or a bright brass, an antique brass, something like that, those metallic finishes are considered an upgrade, and that's going to increase the cost of the project. So some folks will do the metallic finish across the board because they want to highlight that hardware. Other folks, not really about budget, they just kind of want the hardware to be part of the window, and that's where you have it kind of just blend away with the standard color to kind of match the interior finish. So when it comes to windows, the size of a window is really going to matter when you think about the cost that's part of it. But it's not just that. It's not just the size of a window. The cost of a window, when you get into larger pieces of glass, can dramatically increase. Now, why is that? The size of the window at times can require thicker glass to maintain the structural rigidity of that window. If we have a huge pane of glass and a giant picture window or a giant double hung window, there are times that that glass will need to be 3/16 thick instead of 1/8, or a 1/4 inch thick instead. It will need tempering. Tempering is a heat strengthening that is part of the glass that makes it extra strong. It'll also break into little pebbles when it's tempered, but 1/4 inch tempered glass on a really large window is something that can be required. Now, if you get into those different thicknesses, you get into special order glass, or you get into just the overall expense of glass that's twice as thick, that's twice as heavy, requires different mechanisms in order to be able to lift and maintain that. So glass size is something that really matters when you're looking at windows and doors. That can really dramatically increase the cost of that one window, where you'll look at it and say, hey, how come everything else falls into a certain plane, even if it's close in size, but that one is way more? When you hit a certain dimension on width and height, a certain united inch, different glazings may be required, tempering may be required, different thicknesses may be required. That's something to be mindful of. Interior finishes can dramatically increase the price of a project. Most wood window companies are going to do pine as their base species of window. Some will do Douglas fir as their base species of window. They kind of fall right neck and neck. You can do something like a black walnut. You can do something like a white oak. This one here is a white oak with a custom whitewash stain. Beautiful, different, something you don't see every day. That adds to the cost. If you have a bare pine window, well, that's where they are. From there, if you want it primed, primer adds a little bit. If you want it pre-finished with the standard color, that's going to add a little bit. If you want a different species, that's also going to add. If you want to do a different stain, a different custom color, all these things add. You have to think about what is typical versus what do you want. Now, there may be an area that you have a specific need where they have to be a certain species because it has to match, say, a library area where there's mahogany or oak or walnut throughout that whole area, and you want that window to blend in. Very much a choice. Or you have a certain area where you're like, we really want to nail a certain look. That can be done. Custom stains, custom finishes, custom species are all available. With that customization or those optional species all come at a cost. So if you're looking at custom species, custom stains, different paints, it's something to consider. What really matters? Like, does the grain really matter, or does just the color matter? There's a way that you can get a similar look to this window, right? This is walnut, but there's a way that you could get, say, a pine window with a walnut stain. If the grain, the tight grain of walnut doesn't matter so much to you, it's just the color matters to you, you can kind of get that look without spending all the way on walnut. But if you have a walnut look and that walnut grain matters, well, then that's available to you. And you can just do a clear coat like on this here, and it's beautiful. There's ways that you can balance that look and ways that you can find a value engineer a look without breaking the bank, depending on the stain choice, paint choice, species. There's a lot of opportunity, but interior finishes and species choice are a way that a project can creep up on the budget. If you live in a coastal application, that's going to be another way that the budget is going to creep up. And if you're in a coastal application, there's warranty. You're going to have to deal with this. There's really no way around it other than the glazing option if you're in New Jersey. But while it has to be done, it's worth being said why it's a little more and why that matters if you're in the salt air application. The paint finish. You're going to have to do the best possible paint finish if you're in a coastal application. Now, that paint finish, manufacturers are going to probably require an AMA 2605 finish if you're near the saltwater air to maintain warranty. They're also going to require a stainless steel corrosion resistant hardware in order to maintain warranty. Those options are upgrades. They do add. They don't add a tremendous amount to a project, but they do add. Now, there's another option if you're in a coastal application. This is where some folks save, where they'll come to us and say, we want hurricane rated products. We want impact resistant products. There's a lot of different terms for it, but basically that the glass that's on this project would be a laminated glass that would have a certification along with it that they can present to their insurance company that shows that their window is rated for a hurricane, from a category 1 to a category 4, what would be required of them for their project to have that. In New Jersey, that law doesn't apply, but there are folks that do still have hurricane rated windows in their home. The glass is going to be substantially more. That's a way that you can save, and you can talk with your local building department about what would be required of you. A lot of times it's plywood kept in the garage that's labeled. A lot of times folks will do shutters on the outside. There's a lot of avenues you could take to cut the cost of an impact resistant window and have it just meet the coastal requirements of a paint finish and of a hardware. So we can help you with a lot of these different things. There's a lot of ways that we can juggle projects. Budget is not a scary subject when it comes to Monmouth Millwork. It's just part of the conversation that needs to be had. Our goal is to make sure that when you work on your project, we make sure we get you exactly what you want at a price point that works, and we keep everything in alignment to make sure that at the end you look at it and you're thrilled with the end result. If you'd like help, please contact us, info@monmouthmillwork.com.